Hello. Let me fix my settings today. Make sure everybody can comment. Looks like everyone can comment today. Hey, whoop-de-doo. Okay, what do I have to do? What's it say on my, okay, I got a good live intro. It's good. Let's see. I have to enhance. I have to mirror my video. There we go. How's everyone doing tonight? I'll just set this here while I get set up. I am Betty McNitt, and today is day 2 of the Wear Your 6-Day Kid Blanket Crochet Along. And I released yesterday Yesterday I released the 6-Day Hexigon Cardigan, and I started one, and I'll be working on one on the live. Remind me later. It keeps asking me to update this app. I hope it works without the update. So if you don't like the view, I'm going to put this camera up overhead so you can see me crochet. And if you don't like the view here, you can watch me over on my other platforms on YouTube. I have an overhead DSLR that gives you the landscape view, so you can watch there if you like. Update all. Hello. Thanks for the likes. I'm going to go live in Betty's Besties tonight, and I think I'm also going to go live on my Facebook page. I don't like going live there, but I'm going to do it. I changed my mind. I'm going to keep it in the groups. I don't know what my problem is. Okay, let me go live, and then I will break out my my project that I started last night. This is day 2, so it's the 6-Day Hexigon Cardigan, and it's called a Hexigon Cardigan because it starts off with 2 hexagon shapes. And hello. Let me do my sound effect, because I do have a little sound effect with my, where is it? Where's my sound? Where's the window with those are the comments. Where's my sounds? There they are. They're all the way over here. Okay. Let me do it. I'll play my little song. Here we go. Hello, I'm Betty McNitt, and this is the 6-Day Wear Your 6-Day Kid Blanket Crochet Along, and I'm making a 6-Day Hexigon Cardigan that I started yesterday. So there you have it. Let's see. I just cast it on the hexagon. I started crocheting it, and I did decide that I wanted to really try and do the entire project, or most of it, so that I can show a lot of the elements to you during this series. And then the video will be on YouTube forever, so you can access it later and use it as a tutorial if you like. So I didn't decide I'm going to make this size and then crochet to that. I just crocheted as much as I could. And then today I did the other hexagon. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to measure the pieces and I'm going to decide what size I'm making and just kind of follow along with the pattern and do all the pieces of the pattern. Oh, thank you, Kaylin, that this sweater requires. Now I am making a smaller version of the sweater in the cover photo that my daughter Maya is wearing, the purple one, the purples and the blues. It has additional, hi Conchita, you're welcome. It has additional length added to the bottom. So let me back up. The sweater has multiple options. So it is not the type of pattern that says make this many stitches and go to this size and make a sweater that looks like this. It is a recipe for you to make your own, design your own wonderful, beautiful 6-day hexagon cardigan of your own with whatever colors you like. So my patterns, I wanted it to be like the 6-day kit blanket where it is, you know, it's basic stitches, and then you can take it and adapt it and use whatever yarn you like. Hi Jessie. Let me bring this up over here so I can see your comments. So I know that a lot of people really like that purple and blue sweater that I made for my daughter. And so that is going to be written up as its own unique pattern, just like the 6-day kid blanket has. The snowflake effect. I can't talk today. I should slow down and breathe. The snowflake effect and the 6-day man blanket and the viral baby blanket has all these different versions that are very specific and tell you exactly what to do to make a blanket of a certain size with a certain yarn and certain colors and which rows to change on and all of that. So the cardigan that is on the cover will be its own separate pattern, and I will specifically tell you exactly what I did. But I'm also doing it in this video, and everything you need to know to make that jacket is in the master pattern that I just released yesterday. And that's one of the reasons why the paid pattern is so expensive, because there is a lot of information in there, and you are going to use this pattern again and again and again, just like the 6-day kit blanket. You're going to be making a million of these sweaters, and they're all going to be different and unique, and it's going to be wonderful. Hi, Amy. I just saw my sister log on. So, the sweater, I give you 13 steps to make the sweater. Step 1 is read through the entire pattern, which, by the way, friends, you should always do. And I know you don't. I just know you don't. You know how I know? Because I read your emails. You're not reading the patterns. Read the pattern. Read through the entire pattern. Hi, Jill from Wisconsin. Hey, Amy. Okay, read through the pattern. Then measure yourself or whoever's going to wear the sweater. And if you don't have them there to measure, I gave you a link to go to the Craft Yarn Council web page, and they have every single size, every measurement for every single size. And I give you a little chart so you can mark the measurements. Step 3 is make 2 hexagons. I have both of my hexagons almost ready, and I'll bring those out in a minute. And then you seam up the shoulders. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Shelly. You seam the shoulders. You measure again. You decide if you want to add to the back. So if you just keep going until your sweater fits, if you're like bigger like me, you're going to have a gigantic sleeve. If you don't want a gigantic sleeve, you make the hexagon to the sleeve that you want. And then you add the width to the back so that in front, so it fits your circumference. Okay. So you don't have to have that giant sleeve like the one that I have on my yellow, I'm calling it the yellow jacket. I have that, it's right there behind me. TikTok can't see it because hold on, that one. It has a giant sleeve. So if you don't want a giant sleeve, you don't have to have one. You can stop and then, at the sleeve that you want, and then add to the back and to the front. Okay, so that's step 6, add width to the back. Step 7 is seam the back. Step 8 is add length to the bottom if you want it. Step 9, add length to the sleeve if you want it. And step 10 is add ribbing if you want it. 11, add a hood or a collar if you want it. Step 12 is trim, and step 13 is pockets. So I'm saying all this to say that the pattern has lots of options and you can make it a lot of different ways. So I'm going to tell you the options that the cover sweater has, which is Maya's. I let her name it and she gave me the name, and I don't want to get it wrong. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it has a name. So her sweater has additional length added in the back and the front. It has the flared sleeve option. It has additional length. It has a hood, and it has a buttonhole band. And I'm just going to say this right here. If you're adding a buttonhole band, it goes last after the ribbing, okay? I don't want to see your sweaters with the buttonhole band and then the ribbing across the bottom of the band. You do that ribbing first, and then you do the buttonhole band. Hey, Andrew's Crochet. Hello. I reposted one of your videos to help you get to 1,000. We're going to get you there so you can come on live with us. And I'm glad you're here. You can help me choose colors. I missed you making that second hex. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to get the hexagon out. I'm going to start working on it. I'm going to I'm not drinking water tonight. I'm drinking diet soda. All right. Now, if you don't want to pay for the PDF of the pattern, you can access it for free on my site. You can also join my membership community this month. It's free content in the membership community, along with a lot of other patterns. I think the Christmas tree skirts are in there this month, and the Invisible Woman hat and the Invisible People hat. Those are all that's the bonus content for this month. Okay, I have this out because I'm going to measure, and I don't know where to put it. Let me get my hexagons out and show you what I did. And then I have to make some decisions. So this is the one I did after the call last night. I went ahead and did my second one without you all. Well, I did part of it. I had a Zoom call in the Betty McKnitiverse last night after the live. And those people in that Zoom call helped me with color placement. And let me flip this. And why is that? This is supposed to be like this. What's going on? Something happened. Okay, that's better. This was all of that dark purple that everybody loves that I had left. That's it. There's no more. It's gone. It is gone. And there's my hook, my J hook. And this is the one that I worked on last night on the live. I still have, I have 2 more rounds to do on it. So before I do them, I'm going to measure and make some decisions about what happens next. Oh, I need that. I just don't have room for it. Let me move this. Okay. So this is going to be my sleeve. This is the sleeve. So let me just measure the sleeve. It's giving, let me see, it's saying 14 inches. I just happen to know that my arm is 12 inches around, so I could actually make this sweater fit me if I wanted to. Because it would have a 14-inch sleeve, which would fit my arm with 2 inches of ease. So let me just see. I have women's size charts, and let me see, center back, back neck to waist, upper arm. An extra small woman has an upper arm of 9 3/4 inches. A small is 10 1/4, and a medium is 11. Large is 12. So I'm like an extra large or even a 2X because I'm fluffy. But my arms are small. So if you're like me, you're not going to fit into a standard size chart. So let's check the chest measurement. This is 7. So if I measure from here to here and multiply that by 4, that would be 28. So let's see who has a chest measurement of 28. An extra small woman's size would be 28 to 30. A small would be 32 to 34. A medium would be 36 to 38. So the other one that I did was a medium. But remember, I really want to do this all on the call, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I think I'm going to make a women's small. So if this is where I was supposed to write it down. If this was 7 times 4, did I bring a pen? So this is going to have a chest of 7 times 4, which is 28. And I want to do, what did I say I was going to do? A small or a medium? I'll do a small. So I want to take it up to a 32. Okay, so I'm going to do lady small. So I want to take it up to a 32 to 34. Thanks. This is why I brought this to write it down, because I'll say, what did I say? What did I do? Huh? I did what? Okay, so this guy needs, let me see. When you're doing your hexagon, so it gets a little bit complicated. When you're making your hexagon, you want to end either on round 2, which is this one. Hey, Pat. Or round 5. So you want to end on 5 or 2. And the reason for that is when you put these together, you want it to be in pattern. So stopping in between the double crochet rounds or the granny rounds is going to give you that. So let me finish up. I have 3 more rounds on this guy to 2.5 rounds on this one to complete before it's the same size as this one. So let me do that. And then now we know we're making a lady's small size jacket. And the sleeve is done. So I am going to want to be adding some length to the center back. So that's what I'm probably going to do tonight. Let me just finish going around this guy. Okay, let me come back over here so I can see y'all's comments. And, all right. So this is round 6, and I have to do round 7 and round 2. And I decided, I made the call to bring this denim-y blue in because actually I didn't do the blue I wanted to do, but it's okay. I'm just going to leave that there so we can enjoy the colors. Let me come in a little closer. How's that? I think for YouTube, I try to get in closer on my hands in case you really need to see how to do the stitches. And then TikTok, I'm not coming in quite as close. So, hey Amber, Vickery, thank you for the likes. Oops, I wanted to have this done and ready, but I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. So now I know. Thank you very much. They're really fun. I'm running out though. This is actually leftovers from the sweater on the cover of the jacket and of the pattern rather. There's lots of this really bright blue here because I didn't put very much of that in the other sweater. Yeah, my camera is not in the same place it was last night. I must have moved it. Whoops. I need to slow down. I'm trying to go too fast. Round 6, ding, ding, ding. Yes, I came on too late to download that sound, but I was thinking about it today. Andrews, I need to bring you on my live so you can ding for me. Now I really do want to show you all the different parts of this pattern, at least the components that are in this sweater, because I know people really like a video to follow. And that's why I'm really trying to crank it out here. I had so much fun last night on the live, and we had a meeting after the live, and we had such a fun time. It was really great. I love my community. I love my people. We have a lot of fun. And I screw up a lot. They put up with a lot. What's everybody working on? Is anyone doing a Hexigon cardigan with me, or y'all wait until I finish the video so you can watch the video? I'm not seeing anybody pop up from Facebook. Is anyone coming from Facebook? You're still on your first hexagon. Amanda, was that you? I'm sorry, I get people's names confused, but was that you that signed up to be an affiliate on my Shopify? Oh, you're making a solid red one. That's cool. Make sure you tag me so I can see what you're working on. Shopify has this new thing where they're doing Shopify collabs. That wasn't you. The link is in my link tree. Disappointed with the yarn. Okay, Trish says. Oh, Corinna, you're doing the man blanket. Cool. Printed the pattern and bought some. Was very disappointed with yarn choices nearby, so we'll be doing one with a 4-year-old. Yeah, I'm disappointed with the yarn choices too. Do you know what happened to me today? Lion Brand. I waited for the mandala bonus bundles. They're behind me over there. You can't see them. I'm pointing at stuff y'all can't see. I waited for the Meowth to come in so I can make one of my shawls on I've been making crap on lives like I'm doing right now. And I wanted to make one of my shawls with the Meowth bonus bundle. And I waited. I put, you put your email in and you wait for it to become available because they were not available for the longest time. So they finally were available. I ordered them. They finally came in today. I had ordered some of the mandala tweed stripes because I knew they were being discontinued. And I have the pattern, the boom blanket, that one of my moderators, Aaron Boom, had come up with. And now they're discontinuing the yarn. So I'm like, I better get some of that. I keep doing a slip stitch into the chain 3 space in the corner for, I'm headed into round 7. So ding, 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 round 7. But it's not a slip stitch. It's just a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So I had ordered these mandala tweed stripes. I ordered a bunch of them, And because I was like, I want those. They're going away and I want them. I want whatever they have left. And I placed this big order of them and I waited and waited and waited for it to come in. And it never came in. And then I went back to the site to check for my order and it was gone. I must have never clicked, complete order or whatever on it. So I go back and they only have a few of one of the colorways left. So I order 6 of them. And I shop at I'm on the Lion Brand website. And today I get this PayPal notification. You've gotten a partial refund from Lion Brand. So I ordered some other stuff on that order also. And they took the mandala tweed stripes off. I tried to click on the link for this pattern, but it says error. Okay. So if you are in one of my newsletters that I sent out last night, it auto completed the link incorrectly. So all the links in that newsletter were wrong. I was so embarrassed. I had that posted everywhere, and I was up till 3 a.m. fixing it. So if you go back, it should be good. Is the link tree good? Does the link tree work? I try just using Google, because I, as the Australians say, I stuffed it up. I stuffed it up good. The link tree is an error. Gosh darn it. I'm so mad at myself. I make a lot of mistakes. Just remember that little girl that took violin lessons from me. Miss Beth, you're such a good teacher because you make a lot of mistakes. And you just say oops and keep going. Okay, my link tree. I'll take a break at the end of this round and I'll fix it. But it's 6-day Hexigon Cardigan, Betty McKnit, if you put that in Google. I just thought it wouldn't let me go since I was watching the live. Sometimes I noticed TikTok doesn't like certain things. Sometimes I think it doesn't like Linktree. I'll fix it on my break. It's bettymcknit.com. And if you go to my patterns page, it's right at the top. The link is right at the top. And you can also go to my store on my profile page. If you click the little shopping bag, it'll bring the patterns up, but that's only for the paid version. If you want the free version, you have to go to my site, bettymcknit.com. Try Google and tell me what happens. Tell me what comes up. Does it work? Or is the Google broken too? Kay says she's almost finished with the mandala blanket and planning on making the cardigan when she's done. Yeah, after that happened to me last night, I sent that email, which I was really excited about. I get really excited. I am really excited about this pattern and I'm really proud of it. So after I sent that email and I was so excited, and then I sent the social media posts with the link to the email, and then I get a comment on one of my social media channels. The link is broken with a screenshot of the error 404. And then I go back and they're all they're all broken. Hey, Walisha Osborne, hello. You're asking me to be a moderator, but I don't know you. So I'm going to say no. I only use moderators who I know really well and trust. So I don't know you. But thank you for offering. The Pioneer Women's Collection of sewing and crochet. You want to try the yarn. Oh, this is Walmart. I was just at Walmart today and looked at the looked in the yarn section, and I didn't see that, but the area where I live is like a vacation area, tourist area. So no, I'm gonna ask one of my other mods to remove you if you keep asking me to be a mod. If you're here to crochet, you're welcome, but I'm not sure why you want to. Yeah. Thank you, Kathy. All right. Let's try to get around the bend on this so that I can move on, do the next step. Hey, Misty. Good one. Misty says, I didn't know we were supposed to bring cereal to the live. She brought her Fruit Loops. Yep. Can I be your friend? Hey, can I be a moderator? No. You can be reported. That was a good one. Oh, goodness. Hi, Alyssa. I am making the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan. I would say link in my bio, but apparently the link in my bio is broken. You have to go to my website, bettymcknit.com. Go to the page that says patterns, and it's the first thing. Might be behind my talent, but I'll give it a go. What does that mean? You think your skills aren't up to it? Or you can do it. Come on. I'm here for you. Beyond. Nah. I walked you through the hardest part last night, which was making the hexagons. I think the hardest part of this is like measuring and making the garment to the size that you want with all the different choices. Come on. Okay. Let me take a pause. I haven't stopped since I started. And then I don't know if I can get onto my link tree from this device. See if I can figure out what the heck is wrong with that link. Oh yeah, let me in. Excuse me. Let's try this. 6 DKB Hexigon Cardigan. Okay. Okay, now I think it's working. Let me try from over here. Let me just try it. Yep, it looks like it's working now. Fixed it for y'all after you've already gone and Googled. But thank you so much. Yeah, the colors turned out to be a really big hit. I used, this is Karen Ogo. The name of the yarn is Big Donut. And the name of the color was something like Choco Blueberry. But it doesn't really matter because it is discontinued, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, now I'm on to round 2. Ding, ding. And it starts with a standing double crochet, and I'll just go ahead and do it slowly and demonstrate and talk about it since I haven't done that tonight. But if you don't like the standing double crochet, you can chain 3. You don't have to do it, but this is how you do it. You pull a loop up that's about the height of your double crochet, and then you have to hold on to it with your finger against the hook. And then you wrap around, you wrap that loop around the hook, and then you pull up a loop. Keep holding on, don't let it slip around. And then you pull through 2 and pull through 2. Okay, it makes a standing double crochet. It's a little weird. It has a little loose part at the bottom, but when we come back around, we're going to work over that. 1, 2, 3. And it makes your, well, I guess I didn't join there. Maybe I did. I don't know, but it makes it completely invisible. You will not have any seam going up the side of your hexagon. Let's see, Misty, working on my same hexagon. It's going very slowly because of double strands, making it super thick. Oh, yeah, you can, I would really love it if you posted it in the Facebook group so everybody can see, or in one of the groups, or make a TikTok if you're on TikTok and tag me. And then we're skipping 2. This is round 2. And this is my last round on this hex. And then I'm going to be working back and forth on the on one side of the hexagon to make it a little bit bigger around the chest, because I decided to make a ladies small. And the chest circumference measurement right now that I'm getting is 28. So I'll want to bring it up to a 32 or a 34. So I'm going to add 4 to 6 inches of width on the back by adding additional rows. So the thing about this pattern is you want to end on round 2 or 5 to keep the rows in sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went too far. Do Betty McKnit or hashtag 6DKB Hexicardi or 6-day Hexigon Cardigan. Yeah, you can post it in Besties or the 6-day. What's the link to the Facebook group? So I have two Facebook groups. One of them is just for 6-day crochet patterns. So this qualifies, but mostly people are making 6-day kid blankets, 6-day star blankets, 6-day granny square blankets. But you can join that. It's called the 6-day kid blanket group. And then my other group on Facebook is called Betty's Besties, and it's for everything. The blanket group is pretty strictly just about 6-day blanket questions and showing off and these crochet alongs and things like that. Discussion about the projects. We don't chit chat too much about other things. Over in Besties, we post about other stuff, other projects, not just my projects, not just 6-day stuff. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of these 3 double crochet. I had 3 down here. Oh no, it was 2, and it increases by 3. Hey Julie, how you doing? That link might be in my link tree as well, the Facebook group. And then I have my other community is the Betty McKnitiverse, and it's a paid membership community. And it is more of like a learning community and a social group. We get together on Zoom calls multiple times a week to work on different projects, learn new stuff. We have a little design group where I work on stuff that I'm about to release. That's where this pattern I'm working on right now was developed in that design group. Lots of free patterns over there. Adaptations that I don't publish other places. Uh-oh, did I do too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I did. I went too far because I was talking. Hi, thanks for the likes. Julie says, my brain was totally designing this morning in the tub. It's where you do a lot of your best thinking, right? I know I've definitely designed. I think I designed the great granddaddy blanket in the tub. Uh-oh. So this is the end of this blue that's all there is left of it. And I'm not going to make it around the row even. I guess I'm going to pull this up to complete the row because I'm not going to finish. Hey Mama V, I'm making the 6-day Hexigon cardigan. Am I going to make it? I'm not, it's not. How do I do this? How do I end up with yarn barf? I should have planned this out better. She just jumps on a live and doesn't plan anything out. Yep. Thank you. I really like this shrug. I want to make another one, I think. A little bit bigger sleeves. The sleeves are... I want to revisit this pattern. All right, what did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got extra stitches over here. Don't know why. Fudge alert. She's fudging. I need a sound for that. Yeah, that would be the sound. Doing a bad thing. Something went wrong. I have extra stitches. Now the reason these, I made a really weird mistake earlier today where I put like one of the stitches in the 3 double crochet in the wrong, I spread them out over 2 stitches instead of 1. I'm not going to go back and try and figure out what I did wrong right now. I fudged. It's over. Nobody has to know. Of course, I'm live. Thanks for following. Looks like my, yes, let's dance. I love that. Her username is yes, let's dance. Yes, I love the 6-day kid blanket. It never gets boring. Oh, that's a cool idea. Going outside my comfort zone, only bought 600 yards of purple striping yarn and now adding in leftovers. I mean, this is all leftovers, what I'm doing here from the other. And look, I'm just mid-row changing colors because I'm out of yarn. I think this is a great scrappy sweater. It's like the 6-day star blanket, I think, is the perfect scrappy blanket. Yes, Let's Dance says, love the multi-stitch blankets. I don't think I could ever do a blanket that was just one stitch. Oh my goodness. I would die of boredom. I'd work on it for about 20 minutes. I'm going to say 20 minutes would be my limit on that. And then I'd be like, I have to do some other stitch before I die of boredom. Or I'd start scrolling my phone or lose track. Jeannie. I'm just going to call you Jeannie. She said, I just went on your website. I love your patterns. I'm going to my yarn closet to get some yarn. Yes. If you're brand new to crochet, start with the star blanket, the 6-day star. It's very easy. Might that be for a raw beginner, might be a little daunting, but you can do it. Oops. This is taking longer than I thought. Uh-oh. Ugh. My yarn ball fell on. You know what? I just remembered last night when we were on that Zoom call and I was goofing around and a ball of yarn fell under the bed. Do you all remember that? Oy. I wonder what else is under the bed. Yes. I knew there was more. And I don't like to swear on my lives, but I really want to say bad words to the ball of yarn that rolled under the desk. Yes, it's the one I need. I knew there was more of this blue. Come on. Okay, let's see. I got questions over here. Liz Ferdinand, question about reading your pattern. Do you have to use the same weighted yarn as what's listed? No. The whole point of the pattern is to be adaptable. So you can use absolutely any yarn and matching hook. And it's made to measure. So you're not doing a certain number of stitches and you don't have to match gauge. You're just going to make that hexagon. The pattern tells you how big, how to measure, how big to make it, and when to stop. Jeannie says, I've been crocheting for 60 years. It's my passion. Me too. I haven't been crocheting for 60 years. I'm only 55, but I've been crocheting since I was 7. So how many years is that? 42? That doesn't seem right. Let's see. I love the yarn. What brand do you use? So this is not Lion Brand. I use a lot of Lion Brand, but this is Karen Ogo Big Donut, which has been discontinued. So You can use basically any of the worsted 48, thank you. Any of the worsted weight yarns or DK weight that, you know, come in multiple colors, like Paint Box or Vanna's Choice would be comparable to this, what I'm using. Any of the Red Heart, Karen Simply Soft, is that yarn still around? The Big Twist, I think it comes in like a bunch of different solid colors so you can mix and match. The pattern is on my website. It's bettymcknit.com, and there's a link in my bio. It's the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan. I wasn't really expecting it to take me an hour to bring both of my hexagons up to the same size. I was supposed to be making a smaller jacket, but yeah, Amy, when did you start crocheting? I know that a few years ago I had this pattern on Ravelry that I had just kind of written up, and it was a granny square, one of those granny square Afghans with the black around the last edge, and it was made to look like the one on True Blood. Remember the vampire in True Blood, and he got stuck in the vampire dungeon and was traumatized, and he came back and he came home and he wrapped himself up in this crochet blanket that he had on the back of the couch. And I was in these True Blood groups on Ravelry, and people were talking about that blanket, and I was like, that's just a 5-round granny square with black on the last round. And people were like, I don't know what that means. So I was like, okay, I'll write it up. And I wrote it up, you know, as a pattern and published it on Ravelry. And I was like, here you go. And then it was like weirdly getting attention. And I think I knew that you were making, I knew that my sister Amy, who's over on YouTube, was making that blanket. She made several versions of it. She's made more of them than I have. I've only made the one. She made a bunch of them. Hey, Claire. She says, I just taught myself to knit for the first time. Congratulations. I knit also. Going to make your cardigan as soon as I finish the 4 Afghans I'm working on. Okay. I'm just going to warn you, my patterns are very addictive. Especially the 6-day kid blanket, because you can make them so many different ways. It never gets old. You never get bored with it. And they all look different. No two are alike. Ended up with 3 sides one way and the other 3 a little different. What do you mean, Misty? Yeah, the granny square blanket. You taught yourself to crochet and you taught yourself to knit. So I noticed that you have anxiety in your username. Your name is Claire, but with anxiety, does it help with your anxiety? Will it make a difference if one of the colors is a little heavier than the rest? I would use it sparingly. I would use it if you have a color that doesn't quite match the weight of the others. I would use it sparingly, like maybe just on the single crochet rounds. A bit, but it doesn't help with my connective tissue disorder, okay? Yeah, I have a friend on here. She goes by Goth Fairies Creations. she's part of my community, and she like helps out on my Zoom calls and stuff. And we've done some collabs together, and she has a connective tissue disorder also that she talks about quite a bit on her platforms. And she has something that she has to wear. She wears on her fingers sometimes to keep them from like bending too far backwards. Crocheting cured my anxiety. No more medication for me. It's wonderful. I try to remember to breathe when I'm crocheting, because I have noticed that sometimes people who have like perfectionism, like sometimes I have that. I'm not as bad as I used to be with it, but sometimes people with high strung, with anxiety, they I'm not sure if it's EDS, but I know what that is. But it may be, or it's something similar. I don't remember exactly what it is she has. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've taught a lot of people how to crochet and knit over the years, and I have noticed sometimes that, the more anxious types can get anxious about their crochet. So one of the, I practice somatics in addition to being a crochet designer and live crochet on live or whatever it is I am. And that's the one thing we always notice is breathing, and just remembering to breathe. Check your breath all the time when you're crocheting. Yeah, it sounds similar. But you should follow her, Goth Fairies Creations, and she spells fairies Faeries. And she also has a lot of cute patterns, and she has a really great advent calendar, stitch marker advent calendar that she's selling right now, and it's very limited, but I would check that out too. She's in Australia. See, I'm just working over that weird. My granny taught me to crochet when I was 8 years old, and I've been crocheting ever since. How old were you when Grammy taught you, Amy? Okay, let me come up a little bit. So these are both of my hexagons. They should not lie flat. And once you have them complete, you fold them, you bring the corners together. And what I like to do when I well, actually I'm gonna cut this because I don't want to use this color again. I just did it for 3 rounds. Have any of y'all noticed that I made the 2 sides different? I did not make them the same. I made them different. How does that make you feel? Is anyone anxious about that? That's how I roll. This has a lot of ends because I'm using scraps. Hey, Kathleen. You're saying nope? Nope, meaning your two sides will match. I love it because I'm a weirdo. But okay, one thing, it freaks me out. One thing I like to do at this point is I look over and I know there were a couple of places where I might have had like a mid-row color change or something funky going on with my yarn. I mean, this side looks really perfect. Thank you, Amanda. This side is a little wonkier. I kind of feel like this makes it look wonky, but I wanted to just put that last little bit of purple. This is all the purple that's left. That's it. That's it. It's done. Hey, Sweet Flamingo. It's the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan. And this is, I'm making the version that I made for my daughter, which it's going to have its own name, but I don't remember. I don't want to get it wrong. I let her name it. She came up with a cute name for it. You're a matchy kind of gal. Well, I'm not. I'm a weirdo. So I don't see any, like, if I had a mid-row color change, I would try and put that like on this part on the side down here or under the arm and not have it be like right on the front. So everything else being equal, because I know I'm going to be working back and forth on this, I'm going to put the end that has the yarn. Well, I'm probably not going to be using this. I can cut this too. So if you know you're going to be continuing back and forth with the same yarn, then I would put the yarn and on, you know, in the center panel. So you don't have to cut, but I'm not doing that today either. So I can just fold them however I like. And this is how I like. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to fold it. And I'm going to mark the fronts of both of them. So I'm just going to put this on here, and so that I know that this is the front, because it starts to get a little easy to get confused. All right, so I'm going to do a front and I'm going to do a bottom. Bottom, and then I put markers on the front. Okay, so where's that tape measure? So I want to go to a ladies small right now. What do I have? From here to here, I have 14. So 14 and 14 is what? 28. So I need it to be 32 to 34. So that half of that is 16. So I'm just going to separate these a little bit until I hit 16. Okay. So I need to put 2 inches in between here, so about 1 inch on each side. And that's gonna, let me see what's gonna happen, because we want it to meet in pattern. So I'm gonna have to do another double crochet, another single crochet, and another granny, a single crochet, and a double crochet. And that's going to be about 1.5 to 1 3/4 inches that it's going to add to each side. So it's actually going to add a little more than 2. It's going to be a little bit wider. It's going to be about, yeah, what is that? About 17 across. So that would be 34. So a lady's small is 32 to 34. So that should work. This is not a sweater. This is the 6-Day Kid Blanket Shrug. It's just a shrug. It just goes across the back. It's not a sweater yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is add 3 rows to this side and 3 rows to this side, and I'm just going to work back and forth. So I've given you, in the pattern, I have given you the stitches for working back and forth. Okay, now I've also given you stitches for working back and forth with corners, because you can combine certain steps. So I know that I am going to make this sweater longer. I'm going to add length to it. So I can do that while I'm adding to the back. So I could go here and here, work around 2 sides. Okay. I also ended up, I'm going to add a buttonhole band in the front, which is going to be about 1.5 inches wide. And I'm going to have a little extra space. So I'll show you at the very end what I did. And I did it after I put the hood on. I just did 1 row of double crochet in the front, going all the way up and around the hood and down. So I'm going to leave the fronts alone for now. And I'm going to work 3 rows on the back, middle, and across the bottom, because I know I want to lengthen. Now, if you don't want any more length, you can just add to the back. So I give you all the options and discuss exactly how to do it in the pattern. Okay? How does that sound? So I'm going to start here. And I'm going to work. So this is where it can start to get confusing. Start to get really confusing. So I'm going to put some stitch markers. Oh, I have these little hearts. I don't know where they came from. I don't want to use those. I don't know how those work. So I'm going to put a stitch marker from here. And I already marked my bottom, so I know that's the bottom. And then around to here. Okay, 2 sides. And then I'm going to do it. The Facebook user is asking, why not work the 3 sides together, front, back, and length? The reason why I am not doing it, the front, the back, and the length, and that's an excellent question, thanks so much for asking it, is because I don't want my front to come together, because I'm going to put a buttonhole band. So the buttonhole band is going to add about 1.5 inches of width in the middle, and that's going to overlap. So I'm going to do that. But I could just maybe do one. I ended up doing 1 row of double crochet here on the other jacket that I did. So I could do that 1 row and then just continue back and forth over here. But I'm just going to do 1 row later, and then I'm going to use the buttonhole band to close it. Some people also don't care if this closes. They're not going to use a buttonhole. They're going to leave it open, like the bolero one that's in the photograph on the pattern. That front doesn't close. Some people just like, they're not going to wear it closed. They're going to wear it open all the time. So you can just leave it open. But it's options. The pattern has, multiple options. Another thing, one of the testers brought up, and this is a very valid point. So I've been working this in the round this whole time. So it has a right side that faces out, and you want to, I didn't say that when I folded it, but you want to make sure you fold it right side out. So now I'm going to be working back and forth. So I'm going to have a right side and a wrong side because I'm going to be turning the work. So if you feel that that's going to look odd, which I did it on the other jacket and I do not think it looks odd. I think it looks perfectly fine. But if that's going to bother you, then you either can start on the right side every row, just start a new yarn on every row and stay on the right side every time, or you can flip your work back and forth when you're working on these sections so that they'll have a right side and a wrong side and it, you know, on both sides. So either one of those things will work. So I'm glad I have a little yarn here that's kind of getting in the way. I end up with a lot of ends. And this is not a permanent thing what I'm doing right here. I'm just getting this yarn a little bit out of my way. Okay, so I'm starting here and I'm going across here and then up. And so what color? Did that answer your question, Facebook user? I feel like it might be time for a caca color. Wonderful. I did make the chevron that I'm wearing. It is it's my design. It's the 6-day shrug. 6-day kid blanket inspired shrug. Anybody have any opinions about the color they think I should use? Oh, well, welcome. Andrew was the one that picked this caca color yesterday. So what do you think today, Andrews? Should we do this one? Is it Andrews or Andrew S? Andrew S Crochets. What do you think of this? All right. I like when you're here. I take a lot of comfort in your decisions. Yes, Amanda is agreeing with you. Light beige. Flip them dark on the light side and lights on the dark. Well, the problem is there's no more of this purple. That's what happens when you're random. Okay, so this has never happened before. I've never stopped on this row. So, let's see. It's Andrew. Okay. Okay, so I have a, when you end up with whoa, okay, now I think I know what happened. When you end up with a chain corner, oh, wonderful. When you end up on a chain corner like this, you're going to want to put 2 double crochet in that corner. Okay, so I'm going to start with a standing double crochet in this corner. I have the stitch marker kind of in the way. And then I'm going to do another double crochet. And then I'm going to do 3 in each space across. And how many rows did I say I have to do? 3, right? Three rows back and bottom. So I made the other one a little bit bigger, and so it worked out a little bit differently, but that's okay. No two Hexigon 6-day Hexigon cardigans are going to be alike. Thank you for following. Appreciate it. Wonderful. That's okay. You don't have to apologize for popping in and out of the live. It's no problem. You have some yarn custom spun with peacock feathers. What? I want to see that. Please post that yarn in Besties. That would be amazing. I mean, what a treat. Hi, little bird. I use the Furls Odyssey hook exclusively. I don't think they're good for people that hold their hook like this. I think it's an ergonomic hook. Oh man, I'll bet. Andrew, what do you think about continuing this yarn for another row, or is one enough? I love my furls too. I am a somatic practitioner and I crochet a lot, so I must use an ergonomic hook. It's a must. Does anyone feel like algebra class with following patterns? Yes, especially the 6-day superstar blanket. It's like, now do row 2C and 2B and 7A. Confusing as heck. Hi, Ma. It's so I just had my I had this marker fall out. The yarn is something called Karen Ogo Big Donut, but I think they stopped making it. I'm pretty sure it's discontinued. So you can use any worsted weight acrylic, your favorite worsted weight acrylic. Vanna's Choice will work. Paint Box, Stylecraft, Red Heart, what is that, Big Twist? Who makes that Premier Big Twist, I think, in the different colors. They have so many colors of that Big Twist. I mean, that was the thing, one of the things I liked about the Lion Brand outlet, when they had the Lion Brand outlet in Carlstadt, New Jersey, and I lived about an hour away. And if I wanted particular colors for something, like when I did the popsicle effect hat and blanket, and I wanted particular colors, I would go to the Lion Brand outlet, and they have the wall there with every single color of Vanna's Choice yarn. And I would just, stand there and put them together. And I loved it, but they don't have it anymore, and I moved. So, Sweet Flamingo, can you talk about your journey into pattern design? Sure. It was an accident. I tripped and fell and landed here. Almost literally. I have been crocheting since I was a little girl, and I have been knitting almost as long. I like patterns. I have used patterns, but a lot of the time when I would knit or crochet something, I would make my own kind of pattern. I would just kind of decide what I wanted to do and do that. And I was in graduate school in 2008, and I wasn't doing much crocheting because I was living in Hawaii, and I was a dance major, and I was in school constantly. And I made this blanket for my sister, who's actually over on YouTube on this call. Her name's Amy. And I made blankets for the babies in the family often. I wanted to make her first grandchild a blanket. And so I made this blanket. I looked up a stitch in a book, and I made a blanket for her, just threw some yarn together that I had, this random yarn. And I thought, I'll just use this, and I'll make a little, just a small blanket. It was chunky weight yarn. It was like these obnoxious, like green and purple and blue colors. And when I was done with it, I went, this is pretty cool. I'm going to, oh, look what I did. I'm glad the ball of yarn fell under the desk, because that reminded me that a ball of yarn fell under the bed yesterday, and that was the yarn I needed. And I'm glad that my camera conked out on me right then, so that I could see this mistake and correct it. And I'm glad I posted that weird little blanket pattern on Ravelry in 2008. I don't know why I did it. Ravelry was a brand new thing. To get on there, I had to come up with a name, a nickname, and I just said Betty McKnit. It's very close to my real name, which is Beth McKee Elliott. So it's like almost spelled the same, like misspelling of my own name. And that thing went viral a couple of times, and I didn't even know people were making it. Fast forward 10 years, I'm living in, I had to leave my husband. I had become very ill. I was not able to work as a dance instructor anymore, which was something I had done for years. And I was in a really dark place, and I just lost like my last little job. I was living this gig lifestyle and had all these jobs. Online teaching was one of them, and I lost like my last class of online teaching, and I was like, not sure exactly how I was going to support myself or what I was going to do for work. And the next morning after that happened, I woke up and my blanket, Maggie Lou says she thinks I made the same mistake. I didn't. I did it. I did it right. Thank you though, Maggie Lou. Yeah, my pattern went viral like the day after I lost my last job. And I at that time didn't know how to like monetize free crochet patterns, which I do now. Oh, you remember it going viral? Wow. Yeah, it just happened and I went with it and here I am. And so I just most of most of my business is the 6-day kid blanket. And I make things that people ask me for. So people started asking me to make the blanket go around in a circle. And I kept saying, no, I'm not going to do that because to me, it's not the 6-day kid blanket unless it's chevrons, right? So I figured out how to make it chevron and go around in a circle, and that's the 6-day star blanket. And I did that because people asked me to do it. And I ended up doing it a couple different ways because I just got ideas as I was doing it. And that pattern went viral this year. Yeah. And so most of my I don't know who you are. Let me see. Yeah, then they kept asking me for the granny square, so I did that. And now I'm doing this. And I've done this. This shrug, like sometimes I just make what I want to make. Like this shrug was something I just wanted to make. Nobody wanted it but me. And I think about 8 people have bought and made this pattern. So I do what I do. I like to do what people ask me for. So yeah, here we go. I'm on the Andrew, ding the bell. Now I'm on row 4. So it's a single crochet row. So it's the same going back and forth, but you single crochet in the first stitch and each stitch across, and in the corner you do the same thing that you did. Let me see. Are there any 6-day kid blanket group moderators on this live right now? And can you thank you, Andrew. Ding, ding, ding. That's the story of me being a crochet designer. And I resisted. Like the whole time I've been building this business, I was also in school for somatic core energetics, which is a form of somatic psychotherapy. And I've been, I'm an advanced practitioner. I did the postgraduate year for that. And so there's part of me that's like, I'm like the Happy Gilmore of the crochet world. I'm like, I'm not a crochet designer. I'm a somatics practitioner, So there's still part of me that's like, this isn't what I really do. But it is. It's what I really do. Overprotective Mama followed the host. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. My little dog Mudkip jumped up on the blanket when I took the picture of it, the first 6-day kid blanket. I did not put him there. He just jumped up and sat there and looked at me. My buddy, I miss him every day. Miss that guy. Single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corners. Thank you, Phyllis. So the story of the 6-day star blanket going viral was, what are you testing? Who's Facebook user? Who is this? Thank you. These colors are eye-pleasing. Thank you, Andrew S. Crochets, who helps me pick the colors. The 6-day star blanket went viral earlier this year while I was recovering from surgery. And that morning I was sitting in, prep waiting for surgery for like hours, and they were behind, and all I had was my phone. And, okay. Thank you, Kathy. I need to make you a mod in the Facebook group also, I think. That morning I was looking at YouTube, and somebody had made like a not very kind comment about the quality of my tutorials. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm legitimately bad at it. And so I'm just going to stop. And then I went in for surgery, and you know what surgery is like. It's like 1 minute you're talking to the anesthesiologist, and the next minute you're waking up in recovery. So I wake up in recovery, and they're like, we have to keep you here overnight for whatever reason. So they wheel me into this room, and they give me my phone, and it's going off. It's going ching, ching, ching. And I'm like, what's going on? Because they asked me what my pain level was, and I said 7. So they medicated me accordingly for a pain level of 7. So I was like, what's going on? They're like, Betty McNitt, we're here on your YouTube from TikTok. And I'm like, that's nice. And then they're like, Betty McNitt, we crashed your website. I was like, what? And it was that viral video that Sissy Hangshaw posted of her 6-day star blanket. So that was fun. That was fun stuff. How about this one next? This one doesn't have any of this bright teal yet. It's got a little bit of this blue. It's just going to be 1 round of double crochet, and then I'll probably, yeah. Leanne says she loves brown. This is more gray than brown. I don't think I want to do any more caca colors right now. I call the browns caca colors. Sorry, Leanne. What does it mean to become a subscriber? I don't know. Is this what we're calling teal? I don't know what happens over here on TikTok when you subscribe. You get to get a little badge, and then you get to post like a special thing. If you really want to support me, and you love my patterns, I would suggest you join the Betty McKnittiverse, because you get cool stuff over there. It's better. It's better Betty dollars. More value. Okay, we're going with this. Hey, Smoky Quartz, thanks for the follow. Leanne is making 100 granny squares. Wow, that's ambitious. What are you doing with them? Or are you just making the squares? No, I am not left-handed. Round 5, ding, ding, ding. Thank you, Andrew. 1, 2. So the way I like to do my double Betty McValue. The way I like to do my double crochet is chain 2 and then and not count the chain 2, double crochet in the same space. You could also do the standing double crochet right there if you wanted to. Leanna's making a poncho for her mom. It's BettyMcKnitiverse.com. The link is in my bio. Join the Betty McKnitiverse. A full-size 6-day man blanket today for your boss. I love it. I should do a man blanket crochet along. I love the man blanket. I think that's my favorite of all the variations. Thanks for following. I appreciate it. You just made 2 of these. I just released the pattern yesterday. You've been working a baby blanket for your daughter for over 2 years now. Wow. Amy, did you change colors yet? Amy is working on a 6-day holiday tree skirt. Thanks for the likes. In about 2 weeks, I'm going to do a holiday tree skirt crochet along. You found the pattern online. It looks just like this. Okay. Thanks for following. Hi, thanks everybody for joining. You thought you had what figured out, Debbie? Your colors? Hi, thank you for liking and following. Appreciate it. Yes, this sweater, the one that I'm wearing, is it's actually a shrug. It's not a whole sweater. It's just sleeves. And it's called the 6-day kid blanket inspired shrug. 6-day shrug. Everything I do is 6-day. It's a 6-day whatever. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Kay. Oh, I see. Thanks so much. Right now, this is a sweater that I'm working on. It's the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan. I just released it yesterday. It's made the same, constructed the same way as the 6-day, as a regular Hexigon cardigan, the campfire cardigan or whatever. But it uses the 6-day kid blanket rows of stitches. Maria, I make a lot of blankets. I sell them, but I want new patterns and new designs. You need the 6-day kid blanket because you can make it so many different ways and no 2 look alike, and you'll never get tired of it. And if you do get tired of it, you can switch over to the 6-day star blankets. There's a star, a superstar, and a supernova. What yarn are you using? This is Karen Ogo Big Donut, but it's a basic worsted weight. It's discontinued, so you can use any worsted weight acrylic yarn that you like. Vanna's Choice, Paint Box, Karen Simply Soft, Big Twist, Premier Big Twist, any of those yarns that, you know, just solid color, worsted weight. Oh, you know what, Maria? She says, I need a left-handed person to show me. I'm watching you, but it looks wrong to me. I can flip the video. Yeah, I can slow down. Sweet Flamingo, I'm off to put the minions to bed. You have an amazing evening and rest of your week. You do the same. I'll be back tomorrow and for the next 3 nights after that. Good night, my friend. All my lives for the rest of the week are scheduled. I think tomorrow is 9 p.m. I don't remember. Hey, Julie, I think they left. No, it's well, it depends. If it says DC3 together, it's 3, it's a cluster. If it's 3 double crochet in the same space, it'll say 3 double crochet in the next stitch or space. Please let me know when you come on live. Leanne, you know what you can do is you can go up to the top of my profile and you can register for the next 4 lives and TikTok will tell you. DC3 in the same space. Yeah, 3DC in the next is this. Hi, I'm making the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan by Andrew. Ding, ding, ding. See you tomorrow or hopefully again this week. Register for the lives for the rest of the week if you'd like to be notified when I come on again. So this is done. That was 3 rows. So this is done on this side. Ooh, I like that teal. That was a good choice, y'all. Okay, front. I marked the front. I'm glad I did that. So this must be the bottom. See what I mean? It is so easy to get confused. So one of these is the back and the other is the bottom. This must be the bottom. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, you can make weather pattern, temperature blankets. Some people are really against them. Oh my goodness. There was some controversy last year. I'm even not going to talk about drama on my lives, but yes, I love them. I've never made one, but I think they're really cool. Okay, absolutely, please. Thank you. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so this, I have to do 3 rows on this one now. So anyone who feels like sticking around, let's talk about what colors I should do. This one doesn't have any caca colors yet, so maybe I should do the caca color from over here. What do y'all think? Oh, thank you. That's the same as that, or very similar. This is the last color I did on that, so no, I'm not going to pick up with the same. Yes, yes to the caca. I've seen someone last night on making bomber jackets with the same you're doing. Cool. Yeah, the Hexigon cardigan construction is not new. Me too. Capriana says she likes the sandy brown. I think that's what Kathy's voting for too. So I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, the Hexigon construction is not new. Am I echoing? So now I'm going to start up here and I'm going to go down and across the bottom. Brown caca. And we're voting for caca. Caca wins the vote. My internet's bad today. Paula, did I already answer you and say what I have on? I'm wearing the 6-day, what is it? The 6-day shrug. Oh yeah, Mom, maybe go out and come back in. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm on, it's row, I need Andrew to ding, ding, ding. It's row 3. I'm going to do these 3 rows and then I'm going to baste the back seam and I'm going to baste the sleeves. And you can then see what basting is like. And that'll do it for tonight. You love the peachy pink. This is from, this yarn for this is Mandala, Lion Brand Mandala Roving. And it was 2 or 3 different, a couple of the different colorways put together. They might have been scraps. I do that a lot. This is technically the 6-day, wear your 6-day kid blanket crochet along. I'm making the Hexigon cardigan, but there are many other 6-day wearable garments that you can make. There is the 6-day shrug, which is what I'm wearing. There's the 6-day shrug with a hood. There's a hooded 6-day hooded infinity scarf. There is a 6-day shrug wrap. So it's a shrug like this, but it's longer in the middle so you can wrap it around. You know, you young people know what I'm talking about. You wrap it and you either cross it in the front or you cross it in the back. That's a thing that you can make. 6-day shrug wrap, it's called. I have a 6-day kid blanket hat. I have pocket shawls. Scraps are the best. Rock on. Yep. I call it yarn economy. I am a big proponent of yarn economy. I like to use up all the yarn. I really, really have fun when you all choose the colors on the lives. I had to make the second hexagon myself today, and I was like, well, I made part of it on the Zoom call last night, and the crocheters on the Zoom call were choosing for me. And that was fun, but when I had to do it by myself, it wasn't as much fun. Thank you for sharing the live. Okay, I'm still on the first side. Okay, so I have to round this corner. So right now I am making the back of the sweater a little wider and I'm making the bottom a little longer. And I'm choosing not to widen the front of the sweater also because I do not want the sides to meet until I'm ready to put the buttonhole band on. Look at all that beautiful crochet in these different colors. Thank you for following. You're wearing your 6-day straight start kid blanket because it's getting so long. Nice. How much yarn do you have left? Thank you for following. Thanks for following and sharing. Every time somebody shares it, it's like a whole bunch of new people end up in the live. It's really awesome. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm going to stay on until I complete these 3 rows and I'm going to baste those seams. You know how to crochet and knit? You've been crocheting and knitting since you were 8. Wow. I have been crocheting since I was 7, and I don't remember how old I was when I started knitting, but knitting didn't stick at first. Only crochet. I don't remember when I started crocheting every day, but I feel like it's been most of my life. I just love yarn, and I feel like so intrigued and fascinated by that you can take a piece of yarn and make it into something. I mean, it's just so cool. Apparently, when I was 7 years old, I crocheted a scarf for Santa Claus, and I left it as a gift for him under the tree. I know, right? Emerita says those colors. They're awesome, right? I'm using leftovers from my other project. My sister Amy over on YouTube says, I remember. Yeah, because I think I wrote like a note on the front of it and of the box. And I think you wrote that for me, because I don't think I was old enough to write it, or I didn't think my handwriting would be legible. Wow. Kaylin says, I learned to embroider when I was 9. My first piece was a tablecloth. That's amazing. I tried embroidery. I'm not good at that. I've never been able to do like counted cross stitch. That I found really hard. I know my sister Amy has made some beautiful pieces with cross stitch. I used to sew. I don't really sew anymore unless I need something that can only be sewn, like a dance costume. Got one more row after this on these 2 sides, and then I'm going to baste. I'm going to baste the shoulder seam and the back seam. Woo! And then I'm going to eat my pork chops that I cooked like, I don't know, 6 hours ago. I wasn't hungry when they were done. But I thought enough to think ahead and make them. I knew I would be hungry at some point. You know what? I got on this kick at a certain point where I was doing the paint by number, and I did it like nonstop for like 3 or 4 weeks. I was at a workshop, and I was staying in this hotel for like 2 weeks, and I would work on that painting at night, doing that paint by number. And I got so far along with it. I worked on, this is when I was an adult, and I was like obsessed with it for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then I had it like halfway done, and then I got sick of it, and I just threw it away. Apple user says, I'm a crocheter, but I want to learn knitting and I cannot get it down. Do you have any tips or recommended course? Yes, I have a course in my membership community, the Betty McKnitiverse, and there's a link in my bio where you can join. And the course is Crocheters Learn to Knit. And the way that I teach crocheters how to knit is different from how I would teach someone who doesn't crochet how to knit. And it uses your crochet skills. It utilizes and takes advantage of what you already know how to do as a crocheter to teach you how to knit. And I get you knitting in the round right away, and you end up making a baby hat. By the end of the course, you learn how to knit, how to purl, how to knit in the round, how to do I-cord, and how to cast on and cast off. And you make a really cute little hat. Hi, sorry I missed that question. Yes, I'm making a 6-day Hexigon cardigan. I'm going to do one more row on these 2 sides. Oh, nice. Put some of these comments up here. My sister's talking about my cooking. I put a brisket in the Instant Pot. Like, it's not that serious. Instant Pot makes everything good. Okay, so just whips up a brisket. I have another one in the freezer for when you come next week, and it's already seasoned. I had one I cut in half, and I froze it in the marinade. Oh, that's right. We had spaghetti and meatballs when Deb was here. I was thinking I didn't really cook that much when Deb was here. Yes, it's a furls hook. Hey, Firefly, this is my pattern, and I just released it yesterday. It's the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan, and the link is in my bio. Okay, I have one more row of double crochet that's going to meet up with this teal. Should I do the teal again for the last row over here, and then they're going to meet up and match? What do we think about that? Thanks for following. Does everybody concur with my choice? Yes. Okay, I got a yes. Woohoo! Let's get this done. I think that was a good choice because it's going to make it really come together in the back. This is the last row of this, and then Kaylin said she had chicken and sausage gumbo for dinner. That sounds delicious. Where's my end? There it is. Okay. This is what I do with my ends. When let me come in closer. So I pulled my new color through the last 2 loops of the old color, and then I'm just going to adjust my tension a little bit. And then this is my working yarn, and these are my 2 tails, and I'm going to flip them up over the working yarn and hold them to the back. I don't like to say that I'm pulling things tight on these videos, because then you all pull it so tight. It doesn't have to be that tight. I'm just making the tension just right. And then I'm doing my chains for the start of the row, and I leave them there until the project is complete. And then I will work over them. If I'm doing an edge, I will put this one this way towards the cucca and this one towards the teal, and I will work my first edge row over them for 1 or 2 stitches, and then I will leave them hanging until I'm all done, and then I'll weave them in. That's what I do with ends. Hey, thank you for the bat. Appreciate it. I chain 2, and it doesn't count as a stitch, and then I double crochet. That's how I start. I was going to make some, I think, yes, it is a furls hook. I like the Furls Odyssey hook. I use it exclusively. I crochet a lot, and I crochet, this is my business. So I spend a lot of time crocheting, and I take care of my body. So an ergonomic hook is a necessity, in my opinion. You have 2, the Cafe and the Pride. That's the Streamline, right? I have a few of the Streamlines, but I don't like them as much as the Furls. But it just all depends on how you hold your hook. I think the streamlines are really beautiful. I use them in photos a lot, but I don't like crocheting with them as much as I like the Odyssey. I like the weight of it. To me, it helps me relax my hand. So when you're crocheting, especially when you crochet a lot, you need to learn to relax. Used to hold like a pencil and it made your hand cramp. Yeah, I think if you do the pencil hold like that, I don't think the Odysseys are meant for pencil hold. Amy, you're going to make Deb feel bad because I don't think I cooked very much when she was here. I think we had like hot dogs and yeah. Ain't Your Cup of Tea says, I loved the Odyssey hooks, but the ones I've bought came with the chrome having burrs. I have had that happen before. They had some quality control issues for a while, but I think they're better now. Although I will say I haven't bought one in a while. It can be very dangerous going to the Furls website. You drop a lot of money. Oh yes, we had burgers. That's right. Okay, I made burgers. And then I made meatballs. I did okay. There's not a lot of places to like, you can't order food in. You have to, you can go order out. I think you went and got a Philly cheesesteak or something one time. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. Knits by Babsco says, I have a knit and crochet business, so I totally get that. What kind of stuff do you make? Or what's your business about? Do you do patterns? You know what I make? The lazy thing that I make the most often for myself is tacos. And I went ahead and bought myself some of those taco stands. Oh yeah, you can trade them out on the Facebook page. I think you came towards the end of like a big string of guests, and I was like, I'm really tired. I hope you just want to sit on the couch and crochet. And you were like, I do. It was awesome. Okay, so there was a gnat. I did not know this. I learned that the gnats are coming from my house plants. And I just brought them in from outside a couple of weeks ago, and that's when all the gnats started. And I just had one fly by, but I went and got some of those, it's just a little plastic thing that you put apple cider vinegar. It has the bait is apple cider vinegar, which I didn't know. So I got like 4 of those today, and I put the apple cider vinegar bait in them, and I put them right in the plants. And the gnat population has drastically dwindled today. Hallelujah, because I was going out of my mind. And I'm like on all these calls, like I'll be talking to somebody and then hey Madison, I am making this 6-day Hexigon cardigan. Thank you. I'm using some Karen Ogo clearance leftover or deconstructed cake, self-striping cake-ish yarn. Well, it's not set up in cakes. It's set up in, it's that Ogo yarn. And I don't enjoy working with them the way that they're set up. I like the yarn, but I don't like working with them off of the Ogo. They don't fit on my desk. And so I end up, I've ended up, I don't want to say usually, the 2 times I've used Ogos, I've deconstructed them and just pulled out the colors that I liked, which is not normally something I do with cake yarn, but I've done it twice with those. Cheryl Stoner says, do you teach? Yes. I want to make one of these, but everyone I know keeps getting pregnant, so I keep making blankets. Well, that's very sweet. It's nice to keep the babies warm. Yep, I'm on YouTube right now, actually. If you don't like my the view here on TikTok, you can go over there, and I have tutorials over there. And my main pattern is the 6-day kid blanket, and I have 2 viral patterns: the 6-day kid blanket and the 6-day star blanket. Those are like my main patterns, and I have. YouTube is not my best platform, but I am over there with tutorials and lots of educational material. I think the best way to learn from me is to join my membership community for $12 a month and join in the classes and the crochet alongs and all the Zoom calls that I have and the courses that I have set up already in there. Like the one I just mentioned, Crocheters Learn to Knit, is in there, and I'm actually building out a course for this pattern right here that I'm making, so you can just follow along. It'll give you the pattern in little chunks with the videos right there, and also engagement from the other members. You can talk to people, chat with other people working on it. Here we go. What do y'all think of this so far? I think it's looking great. I love that, the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to baste these sleeves, and I'm going to baste, let me do the back seam first. So basting is, yes, this is a hexie with the 6-day kid blanket stitches. Basting is just putting the pieces together in a non-permanent way so that this can be taken apart This can be taken apart really easily if I find a mistake or I change my mind or something like that. And yeah, it's another level of like weaving in your ends. Some people weave in their ends as they go, and other people like me never weave in their ends. Or I do weave in my ends, but I make a lot of jokes about how I don't. But one reason I don't like to weave in my ends as I go is because then it would make ripping it out so much more difficult. So I'm taking up that same philosophy with this sweater, and I'm just whip stitching, basting the seams, and then when I weave in my ends, then I'll go back and I do the invisible stitch, which is sewing together. I don't crochet them together, and there is a way that I could have, when I was going around, I could have slip stitched in between these other granny stitches over here in order to create that seam. And I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings who does that, but I don't like how it looks. So if you like it, you want to do it that way, you can, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to take the extra stupid time, and I hate weaving in ends. And this is another level of weaving in ends. It's very time consuming to seam, but to me, it's a detail that I think is important. Cheryl Stoner is saying, I went to Facebook. Is that where you can join your classes? My classes are not on Facebook, but I do have a group, the 6-Day Kid Blanket group on Facebook where I have a lot of educational material for the 6-Day blankets and projects in that group for free. But the classes that I mentioned are in the Betty McKnitiverse, which is my membership community, and it's a paid community. So it does cost money, but there's a lot of good stuff in there. Okay. So this is how you baste. I got it. I have to find a piece of yarn. I'm going to use some of the Kakai yarn. It's bettymcknitiverse.com, and there's a link in my bio in the link tree. It says join the Betty McKnitiverse. She says I'd pay. Well, I just love you. You're my ideal customer right there. The one that's like, take my money. The membership costs, I think it's $11 a month, or $10. I have a design workshop that's premium, so if you add that on, it's another $2. So it's like $12, $13 a month, something like that. But this pattern, I priced at $12.95. But you're going to get this pattern in the McKnitiverse for free this month. And you're also going to get the 6-Day Star, Superstar, and Supernova patterns in the McKnitiverse this month. You were meant to see me. Yes, you were. I'm so happy you're here. Okay, so I'm basting. Even if you only join for 1 month this month, and you can take the course. The course is available as long as you're in there. The Crocheters Learn to Knit. This doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be like, you want to line up your stitches because you want to make sure that you have them lined up properly. And I'm just whip stitching. So this is whip stitching, what I'm doing. You're not going to be able to see me until I get up a little bit higher. I'm just going under 2 threads on each. It doesn't even matter. It's basting. You're going to take it out later and seam it up for real anyways. So yeah, I feel like crocheting the sides together, it leaves a very visible join, and I just don't like it. Thanks for following. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate it. I'm just going to baste this up and then I'm going to be done. I'm going to do the shoulders too. You don't even have to do I'm doing every stitch, but you don't have to. You can do every other one. I like to catch 2 threads. It just feels like more secure to me, like it's not going to pull or make a hole. I wasn't planning on staying on this long, but this part took longer than the first part took longer, a lot longer than I thought. I was thinking when I was working on it today, I was like, just joined now. So glad I'm able to. Oh, thank you, True Chris. Well, thank you. I love oranges. My favorite colors are like greens and blues. And I do this thing when I buy yarn where I try not to buy greens and blues because otherwise I would have nothing but green and blue yarn. So when I am trying to like not buy greens and blues, I often go towards the oranges. And I feel like when I see orange yarn there, I feel like nobody wants it but me. Hey, Trudy, nice to meet you. Thanks so much for joining. I can't wait to get to know you better. We have so much fun. Like last night after my live, I had a call in the McKnitiverse with a lot of the same people that are like on the call and commenting right now, and they're talking to each other too, and we just had the best time. We had so much fun. It was really fun. And you know, we work on our stuff, and it's a great community. I feel myself slowing down. I need those pork chops. Powered by pork chops. So I'm a little bit off here. I can see that I have maybe an extra stitch or two. And then you end up with a lot of ends. Like I have all these ends right here just from whatever, and I just tie them together just to kind of keep them from driving me up a dang wall. But they'll all get woven in later. They're just being a pain in the butt right now. Okay, and then, all right, so this version of the cardigan has a hood on it. So if you're going to make a hood, you need to, when you seam the sleeves, you need to leave a little bit open at here. So I'm gonna just be a little bit transparent. The one that I made for my daughter, I left a little too much open here. So when you see her in those videos and you hear her talking and I remove the sound, she's saying like, it's too big on the shoulders. So that might have to be like unraveled and redone, or I might have to, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I might just make her wear it like that. Or maybe the buttons, the closure will help. So yes, leave an opening here, but don't leave too much like I did. I'm only going to leave maybe these last two open. I said in the thing to measure. So I think on hers, I did 10 inches like that. So that was way too much. So I'm going to go in, if I go in an inch, I'm going to do 8 inches. So I'm going to leave 8 inches open. Put the 4 right in the middle. Yeah, so it would be like just on the first stitch of that third cluster. Okay, so I'm just going to baste the 2 sleeves up to that. Well, let me mark it. I don't need this marker anymore, so let me just move it over and mark it right there, that first stitch of that third cluster. Thank you for following. Seems like everyone is positive and supportive. We try. You know, the number one rule in all my communities is keep it positive. And when something happens, somebody comes in not everyone is positive, and we all, if you're in the crochet community, it can get nasty sometimes, or snarky or sarcastic. And I am a really sensitive person. So it is hard for me to be in a group. I have over 20,000 people in my Facebook group. I can't be in that group with people being sarcastic to one another. I can't. So I just don't. I try not to engage. And if someone's being negative, they are not tolerated. I just remove it. They get removed. I feel bad sometimes because I know, like, especially during the pandemic, people are having a bad time and stress and all of that. But it is too much for me to handle 20,000 people if even a small percentage of them are going to be sarcastic, and it's going to blow up, So I just, in my groups, I just don't. I don't tolerate it because I can't handle it. That's really the main reason. I sincerely cannot handle it. And when this pattern, blew up, and I started making these Facebook communities and like going live on Facebook. When I first went live on Facebook, the first few times, I didn't show my face. I just put the camera up above me, and I was not showing my face, and people were like, "Show your face! Like, we want to see you." And so yeah, it took me a while to even show my face. So it's like I'm just the type of person, I can't do things without bringing my heart into it. So I get hurt easily. That's all. That's Betty McKnit for you. Betty McKnit. You posted your pics. Okay, I'll go take a look at it when I'm off here. Hi, Kristen. It's the 6-day Hexigon Cardigan, and the link for it is in my bio. It's on my website. You can, if you're okay with ads, you can work it right off the website and for free. Or if you would like the ad-free version, there's a paid version available for sale on my site. You can also join my membership community and get the pattern for free there, along with a bunch of my other patterns. Plus community, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going right to that marker that I did. And then I'm going to do the other side. And then I'm going to go eat my pork chops. Okay, I don't need this one anymore, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to mark it. And it was that first stitch on the third. Okay. And this is just to hold it in place now while we're working on it. That's basting, what basting is. Basting is just like a temporary seam. And I have Hexigon started, but it hasn't been 5 days. That's okay. All of my patterns are called the 6-day whatever. And I feel like 6-day kid blanket is the name of the stitch at this point. But truly, most of my patterns can be made in 6 days. But that's also just my name and my brand, and what I call everything that uses these same 6 rows of stitches. If you don't complete it in 6 days, it's okay. The crochet police aren't coming. There's nothing to be ashamed of. But it can be done. This jacket, definitely 6 days. I mean, I did one of the hexagons off video, but other than that, I've done the whole thing on video, and this is just the second day. Trying to give myself, trying to do most of it on video so that you all will have the video as a tutorial. It'll remain on my YouTube page so you can go back and reference it and follow along. And people seem to really enjoy doing that. And also get help and assistance when they don't understand the pattern. I'm not good at doing the tutorial, the video patterns. It's like a tutorial. I end up chatting the whole time. But you can watch me and do the whole thing. Okay. I'm just going to run this down. I don't feel like it's going to like stick out and bother me. Okay, here, this is looking so cute. Let me flip this. Woo! This was a long one. Whoop, sorry, TikTok. Hi, thank you. It is Karen Ogo Big Donut, but the yarn has actually been discontinued, but it's a worsted weight acrylic. You can use your favorite worsted weight acrylic in the colors, whatever colors you love. It's very nice yarn, so I don't mean to be speaking about it in a derogatory way, but it's no longer available. So it's really actually very easily substitutable. I've crocheted for years, never learned to read a pattern very well. My grandma taught me. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight. I'll play my little song again. And then I'll take off. There it goes. It's been so fun hanging out with you all tonight and crocheting. Thanks for all the follows and likes and shares. And Kristen, I'm so happy to find you also. Thank you. Good night, everybody.